Hi, this is Michael Williams. I'm here today with Emilio. Thank you so much, Emilio, for being here with us. And you live in Texas, right?
That's correct.
Very good. And you are at least bilingual, Spanish and English. I don't know if you speak other
Yes.
languages, or okay, very good. So tell us whatever you want to tell us about yourself, what you do, whatever you want to share with the audience about who you are, and then what brought you to me? Like, what was life like for you, and why did you decide to work with me one-on-one?
Well, as Michael say, my name is Emilio Dominguez. I am from Venezuela, been in U.S., Houston, Texas, in the last 17 years. And yes, as long as I remember, I've always struggled with my speech. Um, and I always wanted to find an answer or a solution or someone to tell me if there is a cure or there is a chance or there is a possibility that I can get rid of this.
Mm,
If you're seeing this, it's because you feel trapped. You feel that you have so many thoughts, ideas that you would like to share, and you feel so, I don't know, trapped and in prison. And that's how I felt. Um, my struggle, it was always there, but it was seasonal. Uh, but it was always in my mind. I always thought that if I say this word, I was gonna fail, and I was not fully free. So one of my main challenges it was to even say my name. I think this one is very common.
hmm
So when I started this, I did three tryouts. The first two, I did the audio. I did it for 80%, and then and then it felt so good that I just stopped doing all the work and then relapsed. On the second time, I like a year later, I try again. I just did it for like 15%, and then I just got tired again, So then I was like, okay, I need to really put myself into compromise myself. So then I went to your website so that you do coach life coaching. So I just did it for 12 weeks. And let me explain you a little bit the difference. I'll say the content is the same thing, but having Michael guide you through is a completely different experience. First, yeah, it's not cheap, but it's well worth it. I am an owner and an entrepreneur of few companies. And for me, it's not about the money, it's about living free. And now you have the option to say, you know what? I don't want my mind telling me or stopping me to achieve my goals, my dreams, or nothing like that. That's for me, that was my main thing. It's like I don't want to live like that and have kids and have family with this struggle. So I did it for 12 weeks. It was an amazing experience. Um, if you ask me right now, do you think you are completely over your struggle? No. But now I have the tools and the resources that I know how to attack them in any given situation. And that's what Michael Williams do. He provides you the set of tools that you can use and build up a good foundation. So if let's say that you struggle in a presentation, you have your arsenal of all these resources on how to attack them or better or better do something about it in that situation.
hmm
One thing that Michael Williams repeat a lot, but you need to live it in order to understand it. I'll say in order for you to succeed is 90% you, the person that is doing it, and the rest, the 10%, yeah, it's the tools and all that, but it's up to you. The right mentality, positive mentality, remind yourself, do all the homework that you are assigned to, put the time, put literally the time and effort, and you will see the results. Uh, on myself, I saw the results really quick, but then I kind of enter in a plateau area and then regress a little bit, but it takes time. And that's something that there's some days that I'm like, but then I remember and just practice a little bit and it goes away. So remember that there is not an easy exit or a quick fix on this, but it's up to you. The good thing is you're going to master several things besides speaking well. Um, I master my presentations for my company. I master, well, the presentations to sell it and the presentation for any with any customer, um, proposals. I mean, it really helped me a lot in a broad area.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on a couple of things. Some people will say, well, if this is not going to cure or completely get rid of this, then why would I want to pay all that money? So that's one question that people are having in their mind. Now, you kind of answered that when you said, well, you have the tools to deal with it, which obviously gives a person more confidence. But tell us now what what you're able to do better now, and you kind of alluded to it, but what are you able to do better now that you struggled to do before we started the coaching, right?
Yeah.
So like, what's the difference now? So you paid all this money, but is there, do you just have tools, or is there a difference in your speech and confidence now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'll answer the first question, and like today is my 12th week. So if you can ask me the same question in 6 months, I'll tell you what is that. Stuttering, yeah. I mean, it's not in my life, you know. So I just finished the program right now. The my I think the results that I've seen in the last weeks and months have been amazing. But what I'm really inspired about is the upcoming month, because I know that if I still progressing, this will disappear forever. And the way I know this is because when I got here to US, I was 16 years old without speaking English at all. So I see this not a way to remove the way I talk, is just learning a new skill. And any
Hmm.
skill, you do a sport, you play an instrument, or learning a new language, it takes time. So
Right.
what this skill, the way I see it, is a new way to speak. So it takes time. So when you master this skill that I'm 100% sure that I will, that struggle will disappear by itself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you give me a specific example, if you can. Like, it doesn't have to be a date or anything, but give me a specific example of something that you're doing now. It could be even, because I remember when we first started, that you had these presentations that you would kind of allow your partners to do more of than you.
Yeah.
So using that as an example, what's the difference now than before? Before, your partners used to do more of
Yeah.
the presenting, and you would have kind of avoided and stuff.
Yeah, well, we're three partners, and when it came the situation that someone has to propose something, I was the last option to speak. But I was the last option because I put myself to be the last option. Right now, I don't see any impediment, and I'm always trying to, jump in and just participate. And that limitation that we put is on our mind. It's
Hmm.
us that is telling us, yeah, I think he's better and I'm not going to do it. No, just get out there, talk to people, just practice, and remove that bad and negative thoughts of your mind. And believe me, yeah, you're going to see a big difference and change in your life.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Good, good, good. So as we kind of wrap up, people are watching this, and many of my clients and my potential, well, many of my clients are multilingual, bilingual, or multilingual. So one, they're wondering, can this help them in all of their languages or both? That's one. But then two, they're also wondering, of course, as we said earlier, is it worth the investment? Because if you knew 100% that if you invested in something, it was going to help you achieve your goal, then you would, right? One thing you said earlier is it's not about removing something. And of course, I say this all the time. It's not about stopping stuttering. It's about becoming an excellent speaker, which is a skill like learning a new language, and you can do it over time. So I have clients who I'm still in touch with 6 months, a year later, 2 years later, and their speech is even better than it was when we stopped. So, yeah. So what would you tell people to let them know that, hey, if you're looking at Pro90d and you're looking at this journey, is it really worth the investment in time?
Yes. When I started in 2015 with the audios, and now I look back and say, man, I kind of lost 4 years, or I waited 4 years to take this coaching. I don't know or cannot imagine the missing opportunities that I have. But let's not talk about the past. Let's say now. Now, after 4 months on this project, I've seen the results. I mean, immediately. So if you ask me right now, I'll say do it in a heartbeat. Do it in a heartbeat. That it will pay itself immediately, in confidence, as a skill. It'll help you as a general person. So yes, do it. I mean, it's completely worth it, totally worth it, all the investment on the coaching session with Michael Williams.
Thank you, Emilio. Muchísimas gracias por todo. Estoy practicando mi español un poco aquí.
Siempre a la orden, siempre a la orden. It's something that people, that when I was in that position, I struggled. It was, okay, so how does the people that have this struggle really come through and speak well? And that was something that it was really hard for me to find. And the only answer to that is really hard work. Put the time. If your priorities, let's say, is exercise, well, put this, if not a sequel, on top. For me, it was there was not plan B. I had to speak well. If not, everything in my life was going to crumble. My relationship, I wanted to share ideas and I felt trapped. So for me, I have to. So make it a priority and you will see an amazing change in your life. Completely. In your work, in your relationship, with friends, with getting all those right ideas, amazing dreams that you have. You can make it true if you put the work into it.
Exactly. So a couple of things that you said. One, this has to be your top priority because you're going to be out there speaking and thinking every day. And if this is not your priority, then the way you usually think and speak, your default way of being, is going to continue to take over. So this has to be a priority. It can't be something you do on the side. And then two, hard work. Obviously, to make this a priority, it's going to require you to focus and put in the time. And then three, now you feel freer to become the person that you want to be, say the stuff that you want to say. And I think that the idea of freedom is really, really exciting and enticing and important.
Yes, right? It is. It is. I'll say that just do it, do the investment, but put the time. Literally put the time into it and you will see the results. And when you start seeing results is when you get encouraged and say, okay, now I understand this.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
just give you more, you know, more energy and more excitement to just to move forward and just to accomplish new things, new goals, new dreams in your day to day.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Emilio, for taking the time to do this, and we will be talking with you soon. In
Thank you
fact,
very much.
we'll try to catch up with you again, maybe in another 6 months, 7, 8 months, or a year, and do a follow up.
Sure. And I'll explain good feedback and make a difference between finishing the coaching right now and then after 6 months sharing all the success that I'm pretty sure that I'll have.
Okay.
Thank you,
Good.
Michael.
Thank you.